All right, let's get started with this thing. Oh my goodness, just realized my shirt blends in with the background. I'm just like a floating head right now. Okay, so today is Friday. It was a pretty good day. I got one account qualified today. It normally takes me like 4 to 5 days to get account qualified uh, with even with Apex, just because I get like 500 or 1,000, maybe at 1,500 bucks a day per account. So it takes a little bit of time, especially when I'm trying to get like $9,000. Um, but this is something a little different the past couple of days, and I had some really big trades frequently, and so it really just bumped it up there. So I'm excited to talk about that. I won't talk about it in this video, but if you join me on C3 Algo, then you'll hear about us talking about it every single morning, pretty much. And so what I want to do, oh, I also want to talk about a couple of the other group members that I know. One got two accounts qualified, and yesterday another group member he got halfway there of two other accounts too. So yeah, a lot of good success that I've heard back from a number of the group members so far. So let's go over. So today's trades, it was a Friday, and it was slightly. Oh, there's my hair. This is one cut, baby. Um, it was actually pretty busy for Friday. There was a lot going on. There was some orange folder announcements, which not the red folder, but orange folder. So there's still some big announcements today, and there was a ton of trades. The first hour there's only 10 trades, which I thought was pretty typical. And then the next couple of hours, next 3 hours after that, there was over 20 trades between the quick hits and crazy items alone. I'm not even looking at C3 Algo because I don't have time in this video. But let me just go over for the first hour between 5 and 6 a.m. There was 10 wins, and yeah, it's just all 10 straight wins with 10 trades, 10 wins between the quick hits and crazy items. And so that's fantastic. The next hour, I want to talk about this between 6:30 and 7, right after the opening, extremely volatile. Okay. There was a bunch of losses if you would have traded that time. That's why you'll hear me talk about it. If you listen to me before, I'm always like, hey, well, I'm going to take a break because that's where I have losses between 6:30 and about 7. I may go about 20, 15, 25 minutes, give or take, and I may come back. But I just know market's volatile, it's hopping around, and I need somewhat predictability. It just needs to roll some way, but it can't just be like totally jumping from like, A to Z. That just doesn't work. There were 22 trades in there, and of the 22 trades, there were, let's see, one, two, three, four, five losses of all of them. So that was just not so good. And the next 2 hours after that, there was between 7 and 8 o'clock, which is usually my bread and butter time, that 1 hour. There was 19 trade opportunities, and 18 of them were great, just with one loss. And so that's usually where I make most of my money. That first hour between 5 and 6, and then usually between 7 and 8 o'clock. So if you have a morning where you have just a little bit of time, that's usually good times to trade. The next hour, usually not so bad either. There was still 21 trades, but I also have five losses in that, which is kind of high overall, just average. But there was still 16 wins. And so just want to go over that preliminary. Let's see the charts right now. Let's flip over to the charts right now. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go over these trades with you guys. Let me spread this out because this is how I look at it. And let me just grab a horizontal line here for the next couple minutes. All right, so how I trade and how I move this, we're going to look at a couple things. And so I'm going to see if I can break this down for us in just under these 10 minutes, okay? So let's go back. And so if I see, wait for a decent sized candle like this one here, and this is at 501. And every opportunity I could get to move my buy or sell up. Okay, so I'm waiting necessarily for two candles after. So there's two candles that closed, and so I put a sell order on the bottom of this candle. And because it's basically the same, break even actually came down a little below this one, I wouldn't move it. And so the next time I actually looking at moving it is right on this one. So I'd grab my sell and I'd move it to the bottom of this candle because again we have upward movement, two already closed, and I don't like going straight across like this. I'll wait just for a minute and then I'll keep going. Now that I have a new big bar closed, and so I'll put this all the way up there, And then boom. So this is the first trade that I had this morning. It was at 5:05, 5 minutes in. And it was a pretty decent trade too. Even with I didn't trade a full contract spread, but I traded those contracts. That dropped a lot. And so I think I made like, well, by the time it got me out, it was like 400 and something dollars. And so great way to start the day. I was like, well, nice way to start. Almost hit my $500 goal per account. So I needed one more trade for that account. And so again, I'm looking for these trades. Now, this could also be considered a crazy Ivan as well. And I let it roll for 1 minute. No crazy Ivan because I have three green ones. Actually, no, because this is gray. I don't like trading grays. But I would put my buy order on top of this big candle again and wait to see if anything happens. And I'm looking for something I can move this down to. This, now I have two candles that close, so I probably move my buy order all the way down to right on top of this candle and just let this thing ride. Again, nothing popped up. It was kind of a slow morning except for that first trade. And so I'm not even in right now. I do have three green candles. There's four. So here's a potential crazy Ivan trade for me. So I put a buy on top of this one. And again, nothing. Not even the first 30 seconds or the second 30 seconds. Nothing there. Okay. So there we go. Now we have another decent sized candle. Um, I wouldn't, I'd be thinking about putting a buy order here, but this one popped up, so I'm not going to do that. So I definitely put a sell order on the bottom of this candle. This was going through my mind. This is how I can constantly move these trades, and the time just flies by for me. I get mentally tired, let me tell you, because I have to focus on this so much. But it pays off and it's totally worth it. So I'm only one trade in still. All right, so now we have another potential crazy Ivan. I have three green candles in a row. So I put a buy order on top of here just to see if it happened. And we did get in on the second. So the first 30 seconds, no. This did get us in. It got us in at 57.75. Let's just make sure we get us out. There's 55. So it would gotten us out at 5:16. And actually, I did take this trade, and I was like, oh great, I'm not out yet. And so I did take it at the five. Let me go back. It was at the 5:16 mark, which got me out. So two trades in. Um, Made some money in both those accounts, and then that one account was bagged because over $500, and so that was easy. Good way to start the day right there. Okay. Today, there's also no major announcements or anything like that too. So just going over how I placed my trades and what I'm looking for. Three green candles again. So top of this one, I'm looking for a crazy Ivan trade. And so I would put a buy under there. But because this is a significant size candle, I put a sell on the bottom of that one. I have that locked and loaded. This one I keep for about 30 seconds. Okay, so this would definitely get us in at the 63 price right over here. And then it went all the way up to, I can't move this one. It went high of 64.25. So if it didn't quite get you out, it did get us out over here because this candle started life at 62.50, dropped to 61. So not enough to like anything to worry about, and then shot up here. So made money, three trades in, and you're 18 minutes. And so again, three trades. If you're making $200 a trade, that's 246. Sometimes it's for those of you who do a little more or more accounts. You know, you could do 201 accounts and then 400 on the next three, four accounts. The copy trade system was acting up this morning, so I had multiple people texting me saying, "Hey, copy trade system's down, not working. It's screwing me over." And so, yeah, you got to watch that very carefully. Maybe just one other account today, I think worked out, someone said, but when they traded multiple accounts, it just wasn't working. One account would win money and two accounts would lose money. So it was a weird day for copy trade systems. I'm just gonna go through a few more minutes of trades. Again, I'd be looking for a trade still. It's right. I still be at this sell order somewhere, and then waiting for something else to pop up. And we'll go right to about, all right, so one more trade. We'll get this last one in here. And then I put a buy order on top of this guy, and then nothing happened. So that's just kind of how it goes, man. It's now 5 minutes before the major announcement time. And so that's it. So yeah, looking over the next 30, we're looking at five, not 30 minutes, next few minutes. So nothing really to trade, and that's okay. I talk about like you have to pick your spots. Now, I'm extremely aggressive with these trades because I do get, you know, on average about 10 trades per hour. But today, after the first hour, there was pushing 20 trades. And so you could be done in the first hour of trading. So just recognize that. We did have a couple wins, no losses. You can be done for the day and then go off out the rest of your day. So that's how easy it is just to make a few $100s extra per day. So all right, guys, that's all I got for you today. It was a good Friday overall, and I'm excited. So join me on c3algo.com and listen to how I jump started, which is a revelation for me, and how I've jump started this new trade system. Because before I would have gotten on some of my wins maxed out $200, $400 per trade. Now some of those went as high as 1,000, 1,300. I even won them at $1,600, which is blew my mind because I would have been out at like two, $300 on average. And so, really cool stuff. Cool stuff we're doing. So, anyways, that's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Make sure that you say your prayers doing this because, man, I believe me, I say my prayers every single morning when I start trading. So, all right, see you next time.